All right, let's dive right in. We are going to pop the hood on the most complicated, most amazing piece of machinery in the universe, your brain. We're going to explore its weird, sometimes super frustrating, but, and this is the important part, ultimately changeable inner workings. You ever have one of those days where you feel like your own mind is a total mystery? You wonder, why did I just do that? Or why do I keep thinking this way? One minute, you're totally rational, and the next, you're doing something that makes zero sense, even to you. It's a puzzle, right? Well, here's a way to think about it that changes everything. Imagine your brain is like this incredible supercomputer running on a really old operating system. I mean, this OS was coded for a completely different world, a world of saber-toothed tigers, not social media notifications. And that simple idea, it explains so many of its modern-day quirks and bugs. But here's the best part. This OS is totally upgradable. So if you're going to upgrade any system, you have to understand its fundamental code first, right? Well, for our brain, that hidden code is built on one of the most mind-blowing concepts in all of neuroscience. And this is it. This is the master key, neuroplasticity. It basically means your brain isn't some fixed piece of hardware you're stuck with. No way. It's much more like clay. Every single experience you have, every thought you think, every skill you practice, it physically forges new connections. It's literally rewiring the circuits that run your life. Okay, so now we know our brain's OS can be changed. Let's take a look at some of the default programming it comes with right out of the box. You know, the pre-installed software and the common bugs that can make life, well, a little interesting. First up, a classic bug in our self-awareness program, the Dunning-Kruger effect. This is that funny and sometimes frustrating thing, where a person's lack of knowledge is so profound, they can't even see their own blind spots. It leads them to think they're way more skilled than they actually are. We've all met someone like that, right? And then there's this glitch in our reasoning software called Solomon's paradox. Isn't it wild how you can give a friend the most brilliant, clear-headed advice about their problems, but when you're facing the exact same issue, you're totally lost? Turns out, that's not just you. Research shows we are all wired to be better, more rational advisors for other people's lives than for our own. This one really hits home. It's a huge error in our social processing. Think about it. Someone cuts you off in traffic. What's your first thought? What a jerk, that person is terrible. But when you accidentally cut someone off, oh, wow, I'm so sorry, I was in a huge hurry and I just didn't see them. We judge others by their actions, but we give ourselves a pass and judge ourselves by our intentions. It's like our brain is running two totally different programs for judgment. So yeah, our brain's operating system has some serious bugs. But remember that hidden code we talked about? Neuroplasticity? Well, that's the key. That's the source of the incredible power we have to physically upgrade this entire system. And look, this isn't some self-help theory. It's hard science. Neuroscientist Leela Landowski puts it perfectly. Every time we learn something new, these little connections called synapses form between our brain cells. The more you do something, the stronger those pathways get. We are, quite literally, physically sculpting our brains with our experiences. You want to see a mind-blowing example of your brain installing a software patch all on its own? Just look at reading. I mean, think about it. Evolutionarily, reading is completely unnatural. There is no reading gene. Our brains were never designed for this. We had to invent it from scratch. So how do we do it? Our brain just improvised. It hijacked older systems that were built for recognizing objects and for understanding spoken language, and it repurposed them for this new task. And now, in less than half a second, it sees abstract shapes, decodes them into sounds, and links it all to complex meaning. It's an absolutely incredible self-installed upgrade. It just proves how adaptable our personal OS really is. So, knowing that we can upgrade is one thing, but how do we actually do it? Let's get practical and look at some software updates, some mental apps we can install to get a handle on those old, outdated default settings. Okay, what's with this number, 90? This single number holds the key to one of the most powerful apps you can install for emotional regulation. This is how you take back the controls when your emotions try to hijack the whole system. So here's the deal, from neuroscientist Dr. Jill Bolt-Taylor. When an emotion gets triggered, that chemical rush that floods your body, that feeling of anger or fear, it only lasts for about 90 seconds. So if you can just wait, just pause, breathe, and don't react for that minute and a half, the chemical wave will pass. And after it does, your logical brain, your prefrontal cortex, comes back online. It's a simple but game-changing system override. Now, for another upgrade, this one for our communication toolkit. Have you ever been in an argument where it feels like you're trying to solve a puzzle together, but the other person is just trying to win? Experts call this an asymmetrical conflict. Your goal is connection and resolution. Their goal is just control. So when you realize you're in that situation, you need a firewall. You have to stop justifying, arguing, defending, or over-explaining. Instead, you install this simple protocol, BIF. Keep your response brief. Make it informative with just the facts. Keep the tone friendly and be firm in your boundary. This simple formula literally starves the conflict of the emotional drama it needs to survive. Now, these tools are powerful in the moment, but the real magic happens when we zoom out and think about the long-term impact. Because small, consistent changes to our mental code, they don't just add up, they compound.
It's like the butterfly effect for your mind. A tiny action today can lead to a massive change down the road. It all starts with something small, like challenging a single negative thought. That's like changing one line of code. You do that consistently, and within a few weeks, a new mental habit starts to form. You keep it up for a few months, you're not just changing a habit anymore. You are upgrading the core programming of your entire operating system. And this brings us to the most empowering idea of all. This is a fundamental shift in how you see yourself and your relationship with your own mind. See, for most of our lives, we act like we're just passive users. We're just clicking the buttons and running the programs that came pre-installed, and we get frustrated by all the glitches and the bugs, but we feel kind of powerless to do anything about them. But here's the truth. You have root access. Because of neuroplasticity, you have the ability to get right into the source code and start rewriting it. You can debug the system, you can install new apps, and you can optimize the entire OS for the life you actually want to live. So what's the programming language? What's the keyboard? It's your thoughts. That's it. Every single time you choose to reframe a bad situation, or challenge a belief that's holding you back, or consciously practice a new way of reacting, you are writing a new line of code. You are actively programming the person you are becoming. This isn't just a cool idea to think about. It is a call to action. You have the power to upgrade your own mind, and you can start right now with your very next thought. So the only question left is, what's the first line of code you're going to write?